Good evening, Heights kids! Welcome back to Wednesday Night
How's
Live.
everybody?
This is our fourth week.
Fourth week.
Of Wednesday Night Live.
April's almost over. I can't believe it.
Yes.
It's just like it's just started.
Yes, this is our last week of April here for Upside Down.
Upside down.
And, we've had so much fun with Upside Down. I know you're looking around for something. The first week I did the headstand, and then I flipped the furniture, then I flipped the whole screen. I do have something planned for today.
Yeah, I didn't like going upside down though, because my head turned red, and it got a little stressful.
Hey, red was good for your color.
Well,
Okay, well, I have something in plan for us, and you're probably not going to get red.
That's good.
You should get it. Maybe a little dizzy, but don't worry about that. Ready?
Okay.
Well, watch this. Look!
How'd you do that?
Yeah, it's kind of like a Fonzie thing.
Fonzie?
Yeah,
Flashback.
Flashback right there. Kids don't know who Fonzie is.
Huh.
You have to Google it. Ask your parents who
ask your
Fonzie is.
parents.
But it's a snapping thing. It's kind of cool. Watch, ready? And we're back. Yeah.
I didn't turn red. I don't think I didn't feel it.
Watch, ready? Here we go again. That's kind of cool. Ready?
Okay.
And we're back. Here we go again. And we're back.
Hold on.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
We're back.
All right.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Getting a little dizzy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good.
Well, we're back. I'll save that for later.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
That was a lot of fun. So we are here, like I said, still upside down. We have a great theme for next month. Here's the little clue.
Okay.
Got a clue.
All right.
You don't know what it is. You ready?
All right.
All right. It gets me all gooey inside.
Really?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
And this is a theme for next month to relate to the Bible.
Well, you'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
So if you're maybe at home thinking, I wonder what that theme is, on the comments below, you guys can write what you think it is. Gooey inside. Excited with that.
Yeah.
That's kind of a weird combination.
I can't wait for the comments to come in.
Yeah, that's going to be scary.
Yeah.
All right. You guys can have fun with that as well. But we are here still upside down.
Still upside down.
And we have our Life app.
Right.
Yes. And what is our Life app?
Life app is humility, because we're still in humility. So we're learning about humility, which is putting others first by giving up what you think you deserve.
Yes.
Just like Jesus. We're modeling after Jesus this whole month.
Exactly. And we have been learning so many great things about that. And hopefully, I know I've been trying to apply it to my life. And I hope you guys are at home as well, trying to apply what does it mean to be humble, to have that humble attitude to everybody, not only to your parents and your siblings, maybe just anybody that you may or may not interact with. Even when you talk to people, maybe on the phone or through Zoom or any kind of conversations that you might have, how are you being humble?
Right. And it's always the key is just making sure that you're thinking what Jesus did and how he lived. And he lived the absolute most humble life there was.
Yes.
And that's how we need to pattern our life.
And last week, great lesson. And I loved how you wrapped that up with WWJD.
Oh, that's right.
What would Jesus do? What a great thing. I love that. It was
Hopefully
a great memory.
hopefully they made some bracelets or something to remember.
If you
what would Jesus do.
if you made a bracelet, you should take a picture and put it up on social media. I'd love to see those.
Or even any other craft that they did to make a reference to that.
That would be cool.
Absolutely.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But we also have a verse.
Verse of the
this month. What's
Yes.
our verse? That was Philippians
2,
3. All right. Hope you guys are ready because Cody's about to read it right on now.
All right, here we go. Philippians 2:3. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourself. So
Great verse.
Great verse.
Great
But
verse.
I think they need to stand up and practice this first.
Hopefully by now you guys are knowing this and you maybe even been ready. But we're going to want everybody involved. So anybody at home watching with you, family members, mom and dad, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, anybody that's with you, stand on up and we're going to say this verse one more time.
One more time.
We want to have this memorized. This is our last chance.
That's right.
So work hard on this one. Here it comes. And, great idea. Just had an idea.
Uh-oh.
If you do have it memorized, cover your eyes.
Oh, there you go.
Bring it up on the screen.
It'll be on the screen.
But cover your eyes and test yourself to see if you're ready. There it is. Okay, so here it comes.
All right. Philippians 2:3. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves.
And that's in Philippians
2:3. Yes.
Good job.
I think they did pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm hoping you guys are memorizing this, and we're going to have a new verse for next month.
Okay.
So be ready for that. And you can start working right away on memorizing that one, and then keep on practicing this one at the same time.
Yep.
Great thing.
That's a good one to hold in your heart.
So before we move on, normally we move on to Jacob right now.
Jacob.
Yeah,
can't forget about Jacob.
We're not going to move on to Jacob yet.
Okay.
Hold tight.
Uh-oh.
Because,
what are we going to do? Is this new?
This is a little new. We're
Okay.
flipping some stuff around, just changing things up a little bit. Normally at the end, we do our singing and worship time.
Oh, okay.
We're going to actually start, before we go into our lesson time, with a singing and worship time.
Perfect.
However, we have a request. Micah Gustafson, and he has a brother, Kale, made a request for us to be a part of the singing and worship. So we're going to try to do this in a really fun, creative way for you.
That's
you're included in this.
I thought it was just you on request.
No, it's going to be a us thing. So,
Great.
Micah, this is for you. Here comes our singing and worship. If you're not standing up, this is the time to stand up and join us. Here we go.
Everybody up.
Everything you do is beautiful. Oh, all that you have made is wonderful. Oh, so I will sing it out, shout it loud. My God is amazing, and I will celebrate, give Him thanks. My God is amazing. Everything you do is true and perfect. Oh, we give you all our praise, yeah, you deserve it. Oh, so I will sing it out, shout it loud. My God is amazing, and I will celebrate, give Him thanks. My God is amazing.
Are you okay there?
I got my aerobics in today.
Yeah, we got ours. I don't
Thanks
know
for that
about you
request.
guys if you're like, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Micah.
Yeah, great.
You better have danced as well, brother. All right, now.
Can we get even on this?
I don't know. We're gonna have to like come and make sure you did your steps. But if you didn't do that, I encourage you guys to join us because what a great way to actually get a little exercise and worship Jesus at the same time.
And that song, just the lyrics are just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, talking about how great and how wonderful Jesus is.
Amen. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right.
All right. Well, now it's time for Jacob. So guess what?
Jacob.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can't miss
No.
Jacob. So here comes Jacob.
There we
Right
go.
on now.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Oh. Hello, everybody. My name's Jacob, but my friends call me Jake. I don't know how all these balloons got here. It must just be another hilarious April Fool's Month joke from my friends. And it's a good one, but I can't find anything. I mean, it took me forever just to find this camera. Hello? Camera? Where are you? I need to talk about humility. Camera? Camera? Hello? Where are you? I need to talk about humility. So, let's talk about humility. Humility is putting others first by giving up what you think you deserve. Now, what's a good way to describe humility? Okay, so let's say I was a world famous balloon maker. I could be all like, I make balloons better than anybody. I deserve the best seat in the house at the balloon convention. I deserve the best seat in the house at the balloon convention. Meh. What if I won a contest for best color box puzzle solving? I could be all like, I can cube solve faster than you. I'm smart and you're not. Or I could be like, hey, if you want to know more about cube solving, I can teach you because I'm smart and also nice. Lamps or electricity. You know everything there is to know about electricity. You're like Alfred Einstein. This lamp works because of power going through the wire into the light bulb and it makes it bright and stuff. And I can control it with a switchy poo. I know everything there is to know about electricity and light and things like that. Sorry about that. That was really weird. I don't really know anything about electricity. Anyway, today's story is about these people who thought they knew everything about what God was up to, but they really had a lot more to discover. I've got a lot more to discover too. Like, where's my bed? And my TV? And my floor?
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. And now for an amazing story.
All right, we are making our way through God's big story, and today's story picks up right after Easter. Now, Jesus had died on the cross and came back to life. Now, our story today is going to be a little bit different, and it's going to be different because we're going to need your help at home. It's going to take audience participation. And now, let me explain how this is going to work. We're going to have slides that are going to come up, and they're going to tell you something to do. You may have to make a sound, or you may actually have to be standing and actually do something. So I'll give you some examples. We're going to practice this one. The first one is going to be a laughter. So you're going to see a sign come up and it's going to be laughing, and you need to laugh along with us. So let's get ready and we're going to practice this first one. Okay, hope you guys like that one. I hope you were laughing along with us. Let's try this one. Here it comes. Okay, that was good. I really enjoyed that. So now this next one, you definitely need to stand up with. This is another practice. We haven't gotten to the story yet, but get ready. Here's our third practice. just having a little bit of fun there. Okay, so you guys get the idea of what this is. We are going to bring up these cue cards. You're just going to have to do something. So we just wanted to practice along. Now, let's begin our story. We pick up our story right after Mary had gone back to find Peter and John and tell them about what she had seen. She told Peter and John that the tomb was empty. Peter and John head to the tomb and find that it's empty. All they found were strips of cloths, the cloths that Jesus was buried in. See, they had just seen their friend die, and now Jesus' body can't be found anywhere.
Interesting.
Okay, so that same day, 2 of Jesus' followers were on a road traveling to a little town called Emmaus. Now, they were traveling from Jerusalem, which is about 7 miles away. Now, here's what I'm going to need you guys to do at home. You're going to need to stand up. This is a stand up, and you're going to actually help the guys walk their way there. So I need you guys to kind of like start walking in circles. Ready? Go! Okay, just about like 6.5 more miles to go. Keep going. I'll just wait here. You guys can have a seat. Good job. We're going to continue on. Now, we're not sure what these guys experienced on the road, but we're going to have some fun with this with some sound effects. Maybe they experienced something like a donkey. Well, and maybe even some stray dogs. They may even experience like families on the road. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's alright. It's alright. Excellent. I feel like I'm right there. I don't know about you guys, but that's great. I hope you're joining in with us because that makes it so much more fun. Now, the 2 guys were on the road and they started talking to each other. And they started talking about all the things that had happened, how Jesus had died, how he was buried, and even the rumors that he came back to life. This was so confusing for them. It was very confusing indeed.
Interesting.
As the guys were walking along on the road, some random guy just joined in with them. Now, they didn't think much about this because they were going in the same direction. But this guy, yeah, that's right. This guy, this man that was with them, was Jesus. But God kept them from recognizing who Jesus was. Interesting. Interesting.
That's interesting.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, Jesus said to the men, and this is found in Luke 24:17, "What are you talking about as you walk along?" And he asked this question to them, and both men's face got sad. Now, these 2 men, remember, they didn't know who Jesus was. So they asked him a question. Now, one of the guys, his name was Cleopas. He asked Jesus a question that was very interesting. He asked him, "Are you the only person visiting Jerusalem that doesn't know about the things that has happened in the last few days?" That is straight from Luke 24:18. In other words, Cleopas was like, "Stranger, have you been living under a rock for the past week?" Jesus said, "What things?" The 2 men looked at him really confused. They said, "Jesus of Nazareth. He was a prophet. He was powerful in what he said and did in the sight of God's people." The men went on and explained to Jesus about Jesus. They explained to him about what had happened in Jesus' own life. They told him about what had happened with the chief priests and religious rulers of the time, and how they had told lies about who Jesus was, and then about how he was taken on trial, a false trial, and even beaten, and then even hung on the cross. It was a really tough time for them. Okay. This next part here, I need everybody to stand up. Stand up with me like I'm standing right here, all right? We're going to do some motions together rather than the slides popping up. Okay, the men said to Jesus that they had hoped, so you're going to put your hands together like this, like you're kind of praying, like you're hoping and praying that Jesus was going to set them free. So your hands go apart like this. Plus, it was the third day. So hold your hands up and show 3 days like that. Since it had all happened, a few of their friends were amazed. We're going to be like, ah! They went to Jesus' tomb and they had seen that in the early morning that the tomb was empty. All right, now, this part here, put your hands kind of like this and you're searching around. You're searching all over because the tomb was empty. Now, this next part, you're going to act shocked. If you have people around there, you're going to look at them side to side and you're going to be like, a shocked face because the tomb was empty. Then Jesus spoke. He said, and what he said can be found in Luke 24 to 25. He said, how foolish are you? How long has it taken for you to believe all that the prophets said? Didn't the Messiah have to suffer these things and then receive his glory? See, Jesus went on to remind them all that the scriptures had said and how God had laid out his master plan all the way back to the beginning. We've even walked through that on Sundays when we have talked about God's master plan. Now, as he explained all this about Moses and the prophets, this may have taken some time. All right, at home, can you make a ticking sound? Here comes a slide. Make the ticking sound with us. So remember, they were on the road to Emmaus, which was that 7-mile journey that they were on. Now, maybe Jesus only talked for 5 miles or so. Not quite sure. But as he talked about the scriptures and how the scriptures predicted his birth, his life, and his death. As they neared Emmaus, Jesus kept walking on and talking as if he was going to be going further down this path. The two guys who were totally amazed by this man, now remember, they didn't know who he was. They were still confused on who this guy was. Kept talking and they wanted him to stay with them a bit longer because they were so impressed about what Jesus was saying. They tried to keep him from leaving and they asked him to stay with them since it was getting late. All right, here comes a new sign. Jesus agreed to stay with them, and so they sat down for their evening meal. Jesus took bread and prayed, and immediately the men knew who he was. In an instant, Jesus disappeared from their sight. Okay, maybe there wasn't a poof sound or a puff of smoke that actually happened, but the men all of a sudden understood who Jesus was. They realized who he was. This whole time, they had been walking with Jesus. No wonder he understood scripture so well, and he was able to say all these things about these prophets, about himself, and what had came true. Now, as soon as they had realized this, the men got up and started hurrying back to Jerusalem to tell all the other disciples what they had experienced. Now, at home, stand on up, because we got to head back to Jerusalem. We got 7 miles to go. Let's go. All right, nice job heading back. Can you imagine how excited these guys were? That they were so excited. They had spent this whole time talking to Jesus, having a meal, and they were so excited they had to get up and they had to book it back as fast as they could to Jerusalem and talk to the disciples and tell them everything that had happened. Well, Jesus,
Really?
he was there. He was amazing. But we didn't realize who he was. And that's maybe how it kind of sounded. A conversation of confusion, people talking over each other. But the truth is, they got their attention. They had wanted to go and tell the disciples everything they had experienced, how they had traveled on the road, not knowing who Jesus was, how he talked about scriptures. And when Jesus broke the bread, they realized and understood who he was, that he was Jesus, and it was all true. Jesus was alive. Good job cheering at home. I hope you did cheer along with us. We had fun doing it. Now, the disciples had finally started beginning to understand God's big plan for all of us. How his plan was so big, it stretched throughout history, and it just continued on and on. And it was beyond what they could imagine. Cody, I love that story. Can you imagine what those two felt like and experienced?
It'd be amazing.
They're walking along, talking to Jesus the whole time, but they didn't know it was him.
Yeah.
And then, this is my favorite part. Now, we did the poof, and again, I said there wasn't really probably a poof there, but Jesus breaks the bread, and then they realize it's him the whole time. That was just like, must have been so emotional, so exciting, and enough for them to run 7 miles back. They had just traveled.
That's a pace right there.
That's a pace.
Yeah.
They were like, we cannot stay silent. And that's what Jesus wants, is us not to stay silent.
No.
And God's plan isn't something that is just like, oh, I thought I'll do it today and make this cool plan. Right. No, this is a plan that has been stretched throughout the beginning of history. That's how much he loves us, loves you.
Yeah.
So our bottom line, to kind of even just wrap this up, is ready? We're gonna do it. You don't know this one, right?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah, this is so it starts with there's always more. So we're gonna do that. So the way we're gonna do it is it just continues on. Okay. There's always more. So do that with us. There's always more to discover. This is going to be like this. You're looking around, you're discovering, okay? So let's put those two pieces together.
Okay.
There's always more to discover about God's. So we're going to point straight up to God's. Ready? We're going to put that part together. Okay. Ready? There's always more. There's always more. Ready? Let's do it again. There's always more to discover about God's, and the last part, plan. And you're going to open like you're opening the Bible.
Oh, cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, plan is this. You're opening your Bible. God's plan is in the Bible for all of us.
That's right.
All right, so we're going to put it all together. The slide is going to come up, and do it along with us. Ready? Here it goes. There's always more to discover about God's plan.
That's awesome.
That's right. I love that. Isn't that? And that's such a great way. We're wrapping up this month, and you're thinking about that. There's always more for us to learn. We're not done, and God is not done with us, and he has so many great things to work in our life
and yours.
in your life at home. So we encourage you with that. And talking about some encouraging, fun, and great things. Yep, here it comes. It's time for Jacob.
Stay tuned.
Okay. So it doesn't matter how important you are, or how talented you are, or how much you think you know things. Things will still happen to you that you don't see coming. Like, I didn't see a room full of balloons coming today. Being humble means admitting there are things you can't do, and things you don't know. I am really good at that. That wasn't very humble. Those guys on the road with Jesus thought they knew everything God had planned. That's why when Jesus died, they were like, no way. But Jesus showed them God knew what he was doing all along. For like thousands of years, God left clues that he was sending someone to save the world. Someone from Abraham's family, a king, like King David, and he would come to earth as a baby, like that prophet guy Isaiah said. There were even clues that a savior would die and come back to life. All that came true with Jesus. So, when you expect things to go a certain way, even if you like 100% know things are gonna go that way, they may not. And that's okay, because nobody knows the future, except for God. Hey, maybe we can look into the Bible for clues to what God's plan is for us. Let me see if I can find my Bible. Oh. No, that's not it. Okay, but there's one verse I remember. It's kind of a clue. This guy Paul wrote, "We know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him." I think that means even things that seem bad will turn out good in the end. Pretty cool, huh? So I don't need to know everything that's gonna happen because God's in control. Here's one thing to remember today. There's always more to discover about God's plan. We're never gonna know everything. That's why we've got to keep searching. I'm gonna look for my Bible one more time. I wanna see if there's any more clues. Not what I expected, but I think it'll do the job. You might wanna close your ears for this, and your eyes, just to be safe. Don't worry, Floor! I'll find you! Whoa!
That guy was crazy.
Yeah, he is, but I like him. He's great. But
And
this is our last week with Jacob, but that's okay.
Maybe
Hopefully
I'll
we'll see him again, but we have someone new.
All right. because
Next week, we have
we are starting a whole new month.
We're a whole new month,
Yeah.
new theme.
So you'll have to stay tuned to see who that new person is.
and see what it is.
That's right.
And see what we're going to be doing. Ooh,
Yeah.
gooey.
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 Yeah.
Gooey is the word.
Sticky, gooey.
Oh,
I don't know.
Ooh.
And this relates to the Bible.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
We'll find out what that is. But you can always stay connected with us
Yes.
with the links down below. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you can open it up and you can see all our links and how to stay connected with Kids Ministry. And
comments.
comments. Yeah,
Comments
you can
are
comment. Okay, comment. Here's the comment for that they can do.
Okay.
Here's the comment for you guys to do, okay? The comment is, which was your favorite sound effect? What was your favorite sound effect in your house? Maybe that we did along with you guys. What made you laugh the most? Those are kind of some of the funny things.
Perfect. That's what we want to hear back.
Yeah, the laugh the most, they may say something about our dance moves.
Yeah. We
We'll
could
see.
we
We'll
could
see
skip
what it
that
is.
if you'd like.
You can skip. Well, I kind of what they see. I want to see what they say about this. All right. So.
All right, guys.
We love you guys.
Love you.
Can't wait to see you guys. See ya.
Night.
Bye.